All right, so I bet none of you did anything this dumb. I just recorded a 25-minute video and realized I forgot to press record. So I'm trying, I thought I'm going to do it again. So I'm trying to record both my phone and my video of me. So if it works, you'll see my phone superimposed, and if it doesn't, you'll see nothing. Oh, see my vacuums back there. Enjoy that. Yeah, so I'll take you through this amp. First of all, this is it. Small, where's the camera? Small. It's got a strap, carry it around, pretty easy. It works like a normal amp. It's got all the right knobs, but it's also loud enough to bother everyone in the house. So I usually play it with the headphones, and then obviously the app is where most of the cool stuff happens. So, so yeah, you really just need the app, the amp, and your guitar, and that's it. So pretty easy to carry it around. So, all right, so we'll start at the beginning here. So the first tab down here at the bottom, to kind of see there's 4 sections. The first one, I guess that's an amp. This is where you pick your guitar sound. So at the top here, you'll see it says Fender Stevie Scream. Actually, that's what it says. So this is just a sound I found for one of Stevie Ray Vaughan's kind of screaming. Oh, put my volume back up. Right, so you kind of just find the sounds you like and you start playing. This thing really becomes useful as a practice amp when you get into the backing tracks. I'll show you how all this works, but just because my settings were from where I left off here. Yeah, so you can find any kind of tracks. I'll take you through all this, but some of the tracks are basically full songs with like full backup bands and slow parts and loud parts. So there's this one called Crazy Funky Blues. And I'm trying to work on, a couple of weeks ago, I was trying to work on a little Jimi Hendrix lick. Can't even do it. Something like that. So I was trying to work it into a song, and I know that lick is in E, so I found this backing track in E. It's a pretty dirty blues. So, you know, we just kind of play around like that. So let's go to the first part here. So this first section here, this is where you do all of your guitar sounding tricks. So what you're looking at here, so for the current sound I picked, Stevie Scream, I get an amp. And then if you scroll to the right and left, each one of these things is a different effects pedal on your effects chain. You see the little pink line there. If there's something that's kind of above the line, not really on it, that means it's off. So if I wanted to bring it on, I just swipe it down, and now it's in my chain of sound here. So let's say, for example, let's say I thought maybe there's too much gain, too much crunch on the sound. So I can go back to my amp, and so now I can just put my finger on the gain right over here on the amp and kind of pull down and up, and that changes basically turns the knob. So if I pull it right down, yeah, it takes most of the crunch right out of it. So yeah, this is how you kind of tweak at a individual knob level your sounds, but it's much easier to start with tracks. Oh, and I should say while we're here, each of these amps and all the pedals have tons of different choices. So if you double click on an amp, for example, you'll have, I think it's 30 different choices of amps. These aren't brand names. I think they had licensing issues, but they're based on brand names. So you would find like Fenders and Marshalls and whatever's in here just under maybe different names. But yeah, there's tons of them, so you pick those, and then on any effects pedal, like let's say reverb, how much echoes on your sound, same thing, just tons and tons of different pedals you could swap in, and then on any individual pedal, you can tweak any of the little settings for that sound. So yeah, pretty crazy how much you can do here. So if you click at the top where it says Fender Stevie Scream, this will give you the pre-built and all the ones you've saved, and I'll show you where you get new ones in a second. But as you kind of scroll across the top here, there's different genres, you know, blues, rock, metal. If I go to blues, pick one, Wooden Bridge. So way too much reverb on that. So, but it's picked now. So when I go back to my sound, you'll see at the top it says Wooden Bridge. I'm going to kill the reverb on that. Maybe take the level way down. Actually, maybe I'll take it right out of my chain. See, I just swiped it up there. Now there won't be any. See how it dies? There's still a little bit of echo from a different pedal. That's the delay pedal, I believe. So yeah, when you start mucking around with these pedals, it completely changes the sound, and you can get as kind of granular as you want. So yeah, that's it. That's if you want to pick the presets. There's only 4 presets in each category or so, which is, I guess, they're the most common ones, but you'll find much more interesting ones out on what they call the tone cloud. So right beside, up at the top here, beside the Wooden Bridge, you see the little cloud icon. You click on that. This is where you search for sounds that people have customized and then uploaded, and you can do this yourself if you come up with ones, and then you just start searching in here. So same thing, all the different genres, but like here, for example, if I go to, let's say, blues, there'll be like hundreds, and I start scrolling through, I'll see names I know. There's BB, obviously BB King, Hendrix, Joe Bonamassa, you know, I'll eventually see Stevie Ray Vaughan and whoever else, Albert King, whoever you're interested in sounding like, you can go see. And I will say some of the sounds are not that great, but you can tweak everything. So you kind of pull down a sound and then you tweak it the way you like it, and you can save it with your own name and then keep it in your library, so it's always there. Another trick here is over on the far left, there's a little filter button. You press that and you filter by popularity, and then you say apply. And this is going to show you I guess the most liked, or maybe it's the most downloaded. Oh, I guess it's likes. Yeah, ordered by likes. So these are the ones I guess that people have liked the most. So, you know, pick one of these top ones. Classic Marshall. So that's got a lot of reverb on it too. So another way to tweak your reverb is you can do it on the amp itself. So I can come over to here to reverb and kind of shut it off. Now there's none. So that'll be like good for AC/DC. Right, and then you just keep scrolling. There's just tons and tons of stuff. There's Dire Straits. It's probably Money for Nothing. Nope. Oh, it's probably Sultans then. Oops. If I remember how to play it. Yeah, close enough. Still too much reverb on that one, so you got to usually tone it down a little bit. Stevie Ray Vaughan, Hendrix, Purple Rain. Let's see. That's close, not perfect. Yeah, keep scrolling. Where do we go? Santana, never. Yeah, so then you just keep looking like that and find stuff that you like. As I said, if you find one you like, you download it. And so let me pick one that maybe I haven't tried it. I don't know what this Stevie Ray Vaughan one is. Let's try it. So this is the thing I like the most, I think, about the whole thing, is how easy it is to try out new sounds. Like you literally just click with your finger and you're on a new sound. That's not quite right, but I would download that and then tweak it. So you would download it with the red button, and you can give it your name, and I would not call it Stevie Ray Vaughan. I would call it like Texas Flood, because every song's different. And then I would tweak it, save it, and then if I like it better, maybe I'll upload it back up to the SoundCloud. So anyway, yeah, the first thing I did, and the very first day I got this, was obviously search for Tragically Hip. And unless anyone's uploaded, yeah, so there's just one, which is an odd choice, so hard done by. Surprised that there was not more there, so I might do my duty here and start putting up some. And it's still odd to me that people don't upload them by the song name, because every song's different. You're not looking for usually a guitarist, or a band. You're looking for the song sound. So yeah, the other thing, so right after I couldn't find any hip, I then wanted to play a long time running, which is a tremolo sound. So you search for trem or whatever, find a tremolo sound you like. Too much reverb again. I think a lot of these have way too much. That's better. Well, maybe could use a bit more. Anyway, so yeah, then you kind of play around like that. Okay, so that is simply picking your guitar sound. That's just a part of this thing, right? So it's called a practice amp because it's got all of the backing tracks and stuff you can play with. So you go to the next tab at the bottom here, the music thing. It's got this section up top, Smart Jam. I'm already ignoring that section. It's got this create thing. I'll show you it maybe just because I tried it once and it didn't work. I'll try it again, but it's hokey. You're supposed to jam with these people, Dave or Sharon or Charles. Let's pick Charles. And then you press start and you're supposed to give them some chords, and then they'll create a backing jam track for you. But from what I've seen, the tracks are pretty terrible, so I'll try one here. 1, 2, 4. So that's what it needs, and so it should have picked up D, C, and G. It looks like it did that. So here's the track it gave me. Yeah, I don't even know what to do with this. So yeah, I've already stopped caring about this section. Let me stop that. The other ones over here beside create, these are pre-canned, just bass and just drums, and they're also kind of weak, I think. Like for example, you can go to funk here. The bass, or the drum tracks are pretty good, but the bass confuses everything to me. So what I actually did was I turned off the bass, which you can do, and just get the drums, and then it is kind of fun to pick a funky drum track, maybe speed it up, way up. So you can work on your timing that way, I think. But like I said, I tried that the first day and I've never even looked at that section since. Once you scroll down, then it gets much more interesting. So all the rest of the tracks are actually full bands with backing vocals and all kinds of stuff. So and all different genres, obviously. I was playing around with, if I scroll down, it's amazing how little you know, even though I played guitar forever, and I can barely play along with country tracks. I don't even know what to do, to be honest. So one other thing while I'm doing this, on the amp, there's a little switch where you can turn the backing track down or up independent of your guitar, so it doesn't change your guitar volume. So that's kind of nice if you just want to highlight your guitar or whatever. But yeah, so if you're in here, for example, let's say, turn that off. Let's say you've learned some chords. And so the nice thing is it'll show you the chord progression under each title, as you can hopefully see. So like if you knew, there's one, C, G, A minor, F. Those are really common chords. Those are like the most common chords in pop music. So yeah, you could put this track on. And you can just start by learning where the notes are. G, A minor, or A, and then F. And then practice your chords. Just pick random notes out. And one thing, I don't look at those chord shapes because they come at you too fast. So I'm looking down below them at the chord letters because you can see 3 rows there of what's coming up next. So yeah, you can pick songs that way that you want to learn. If none of the backing tracks strike your fancy, then you'll want to get your own songs in here, and there's a couple different ways to do that. It's pretty neat the way they built this thing. So I know, Oliver, you're on Apple Music. I'm on Spotify. All I had to do, so I did that quick. Up here in the top left, that little 3-line hamburger menu, they call it, in UI design. I just picked Spotify. I didn't have to do anything. It just started importing my playlists. And so, you pick a playlist and you can see all your songs. You can import specific ones or pick them all. I've already done that for a lot of my playlists. And if I go here, maybe I didn't do that one. Where is it? Yeah, so come back to like songs. So these are songs that I've imported from Spotify. Again, really nice how they put all the chord progressions, and they will figure out, and you probably read about this when you read about the amp, they'll figure out chords for songs they haven't yet encountered. So let me see if I have one here. It'll say request analysis. Yeah, there's one right there. So Amy Shark, it says, instead of chords, it says request analysis, if you can see that. So if you just start playing that song, down at the bottom, you'll see it's analyzing the chords, and usually in about 30 seconds, it'll come back with chords. So I think and you'll notice it's showing the video, so it's pulling this from YouTube. So I think what it's doing under the covers is also pulling it twice, and then in this background, it's playing the whole thing and analyzing the chords. But anyway, we won't listen to that song. But yeah, from what I can tell, the chords it picks out are pretty good. Like there's Emperor Penguin. Let's play that. These were all basically right. There's a few little things I'm not entirely sure about, but for, I would say it's like 90% or 95% right. What even is that chord?
Like the tone of your trumpet, come on and spill some pain. Let's raise a glass of milk to the end of another day. A kiss that's still intangible. Kids are alright, just unmanageable. They won't do a damn thing, you say.
That chord I'm not entirely sure about.
Your voice is all detached on a radio wave breeze. We have another caller with a bachelor degree. Talking alien.
And again, what you can do is if you don't like your guitar sound, you can leave the song playing, go back to amp, and just pick a better one. So whatever.
That's a physics.
So yeah, that's how you kind of play along for songs that you've got downloaded locally. If you want, there's another way. Let's say you go back to the music tab. Instead of going to that hamburger menu in the top left, you go to search in the top right. And this, you can basically, from what I can tell, search all of YouTube. And it'll just pull it down. So like I search for, because this is for Oliver, I'll search for Radiohead. See what comes back. Again, even in the search results, you see all the chords. So this would be a nice way to filter what you're downloading based on the chords you know when you're just getting started. So yeah, there's Creep. And I assume these chords are good. Yep, close enough. So that's how you kind of get your own songs in here and get it to predict some chords for you. Like I said, they're probably 90% right. I've seen some just complete wrong ones. And actually, I noticed, I forget where it was, but there was a way to downvote, give them feedback. But anyway, so that is, so let's see, we did searching the music. Yeah. Okay, so now let's maybe switch and we'll do, you requested, actually, before we do that, maybe I'll see if I can do some smart editing. And at this point, I'll maybe cut in as many little quick riffs as I can with different guitar sounds. And then I'll come back and I'll do Pipeline. right. So Oliver, yeah, you wanted to learn pipeline. So yeah, I'm not sure how much of it you've practiced or learned or want to learn, but I'll maybe do a little lesson here just because I learned it. See if it helps. So yeah, the first thing I did when I came in, when you mentioned it yesterday, was I searched for pipeline, and there's actually no hits at all. That or Ventures. I searched for Ventures as well, and there was none, which is a little surprising given they're a pretty popular guitar band. So yeah, the next thing you want to do is you think about the type of sound it is. So they're like a 60s surf band. So when you search for surf, then you get a lot of choices. So you pick one of these and see if it sounds close. It's got a little bit of echo. Well, we can go with that one or try number 2. Yeah, it's got more echo. Okay, so we'll go with that one. So yeah, this what this song taught me is the hardest part of the whole song for me is that rundown where they go. I cannot do that consistently to save my life. I need to work on that. I get caught up, and my hand isn't loose enough. Anyway, the main rhythm part is deceptively easy, right? It's 3 notes, just in a little pattern. And like the only tricky part is getting that up to speed and getting your palm muted. So like if you try to play it at speed, it doesn't sound right. Way too echoey, way too much going on. So you got to get your, I don't know if you can see, you got to get your palm right at the right spot on the strings to mute that, but still have sound. If you go too far, it completely deadens it. Obviously, that's not what you want. So you got to get it just in the right spot so you get like a... like that. So like open. Muted. And then, so yeah, I guess the tricky part would be, if you're not used to the pick, would be getting up to speed on that. A couple ways to do it. Most people, when they're just learning, will focus or do most of their picks with one stroke, like either down or up. And so you could do it with all of one. You could do it all down. But it's very hard because your hand has to reset every time to go down on the next note. So you're doing a lot of work there. Same thing with the upstroke. So you got to find a way to get ups and downs going. And there's one way to do it, I guess, that doesn't work for me. You could go up on E and down on A. Oops. How would that work? Yeah. So anyway, that feels weird. So what works for me is down on E and up on A. So I'm kind of going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So you could actually practice that without playing the notes or just playing another set of notes. See how fast you could get that going. And then once you got that, then you're going to have all kinds of songs in your repertoire. Like that's what a lot of songs are. It's like just learning how to pick between 2 notes fast. So anyway, with this one, I go, down on E and up on A. And if you wanted to get fancy, you could try to do another guy's part at the same time. So they got so many guys in that band, they can cover all the guitar parts. But there's one guy who's basically just doing this. Doing an E minor chord at the start there. So you could try to do both. That's hard though. You got to keep it muted and let the bottom ones ring. So it's a little awkward, but if you had 2 guitars, it'd be easy. So yeah, and then the main riff is, again, deceptively simple. It's basically 4 notes just arranged in a certain pattern. Right? And then the next one up is just moving that whole thing down a string. And then you were asking about the weird little bits in between the chords. So this song is an E minor, an A minor. And so this is another way to play E minor. And then A minor you can play way up here, but I think my guitar's got bad intonation, so it sounds out of tune. But anyway, so all he's doing is he's picking some notes out of those chords, just to make it a little more interesting. So the first guy's going, the guy's going. So all that is it's the E minor chord. It's actually just the bottom 3 notes of the E minor chord. And then, so he's just going. And then he's picking the 10th fret of the B string. So he's going like. And it's the exact same thing up here when they go up to A. That's it. So it'll probably sound better if I try to do them both. So it's like. Oh, hit it. Anyway, you get the idea. And then there's another little part that's fun to play, actually. That's just, you're putting your finger on the 7th fret, which is B. And then every once in a while, you're taking it off and going down 1 tone. So it's like. So it's like that kind of thing. And then you move it up just 1. So he's going. And there's a little part that goes. Like that. So yeah, it's an interesting song. I think you do need at least 2 guitar players, or else it's way too hard to pick out all the notes clean. Yeah, so any other requests, let me know. Happy to make a shorter video where I just do a particular song. Talk to you later.